Hey, what's up guys? This is Nick, the Famicom Raider, and today I'm bringing you a new series called What's on eBay. So basically in this series, I try to find good deals on eBay. Also, we troll around with some of these sellers on there that are price gougers, and we know that they got this shit for super cheap and they're just gouging you. Because I've run across so many sellers that are selling crap on eBay and they don't even know what they're selling. Like, I had a guy selling an Earthbound for Super Nintendo, and he didn't even know if it was a repro or not, but he's still selling it for 200 bucks. And then there's a company out there that sells lot games, like boxes, like 164 titles for like $130, $200, $300. And in their description, they don't test it, they don't clean them, they don't even know what's in the box. Basically, they go to a pallet of all this crap that they pick up from wherever, and they throw it into a box and sell it to you for like 100 bucks. Now granted, you're paying like $1 something to $2 a game, but you don't know what it is. There could be 50 Madden 64s in there, or there could be like 72 Hello Kitties. You don't know. You have no clue what's in these boxes. So, is it worth the risk to start doing this or not? To buy these like big lots like that where you have no idea what's inside? Is it worth it? That's up to you. To me, I just don't see the value in it. I don't know how these guys are making money if not, you know, resellers buying this stuff so they can put it in their store. Like maybe if you were a store, right, and you're selling these games regularly, I can see it. You know, 100 bucks, $130 for 100 games, it's a no-brainer. Even if they're like multiple like titles, you can post it up there for like $2, $3 a piece for a sports title for 64, and there you go. You're gonna make a profit off of it. Something, right? But for a regular common Joe, I just don't see it, especially for a collector, because you're gonna have so much crap in here and it's gonna be trade bait that's not even worth much. You know, if you're trying to trade it into a store, these games might be worth 50 cents to the same price you paid. You never know. But I doubt there's good titles. I don't think they're in there. I think they take them out and then they just sell the scraps. That's what I think. Now it brings me on to N64. We're all collecting for NES, Super Nintendo, TurboGrafx, and they know it, so they raise the prices because some people out there, some collectors, are willing to pay the high prices, and so all these sellers think, oh, okay, this is what we're going to sell it for now regardless. So we're getting screwed on really classic retro titles. It's getting to the point where it's not worth buying it on eBay. If you can't find it in the flea market, you're just going to have to wait. Hold out, maybe find a buddy that has it, or maybe your local game store gets it for pretty cheap, or they mislabel it and you're able to get a snag deal on it. Other than that, we're just going to have to wait them out until they're not making a profit off of these things and they're piling up in their houses or warehouse or their fucking trailer park, wherever the fuck these faggots live. And they come in and they're like, okay, well these aren't selling, let's go ahead and let's fire sell this shit out. That's the only way you're going to get good stuff, or conventions. That brings me to the fact that we know these classics are overpriced now, and they're not going to be selling that much. So what's there to collect for now? Well, if you're looking for cartridges, there's still plenty of Sega Genesis, Master System, and Mega Drive games out there that are fairly cheap. It's a good system to start collecting for. There's lots of great Sega games out there. Some of my favorite are like Splatterhouse, Cotton, a whole bunch of great games on the Sega Genesis. I mean, we got Haunting, King of Monsters, Sunset Riders. The Genesis has a lot of good games out there. Now, another system to start collecting for would be like GameCube and Wii, and even there some people collecting for Wii U now, because Wii U has some valuable games. Now, granted, the one that was considered the most valuable game that has there has been one game on the Wii U that was a limited run game that they were charging outrageous money for, and that stopped because Nintendo is going to be re-releasing a lot of these limited run games on the Wii U. So don't buy anything now. Wait for it to come into the store for regular price, because I think there was one game, it was some action killing game, whatever, for the Wii U. They only did so many numbers. It was a crappy game, but they did so many numbers that it started to pick up value and resellers started jacking the price up. Well, now Nintendo's like, okay, we're going to re-release it, and they're making more copies of it. So don't get caught up on it. You know which title I'm talking about. just wait. They're gonna re-release new versions of it, so don't worry about that. The price will go back down. But I would say now 64 is going up, so start collecting for 64 and GameCube, because GameCube prices are on the rise too. The NES, the Super NES, get those when you can for cheap, but don't really hunt for those too much anymore, because unless it's at a flea market, like I said, a friend or a really good discount store, you're not going to find anything great on that. So let's go ahead and start moving on to 64 and GameCube and Wii, because that's going to be your next big titles. Game Boy Advance also has some great games on it. You can play handheld games on your TV, get a Retron, and it works beautifully. It's perfect. So yeah, and also the GameCube had the attachment, so you play Game Boy Advance games on your GameCube. That's something to think about. So Game Boy Advance is the next big spot, I think. If you want to get into collecting and cheaply, Game Boy Advance is the way to go. Game Boy Advance, some Game Boy Color stuff. That's a good start. But mostly, you're going to want to stick to 64 up, because anything past 64 down is becoming super rare and super hard to find, and resellers are jacking up the price. Anyways, guys, that's just my thoughts on it. You know, it's real discouraging looking on eBay and you see these prices, and it's horrible, especially for people in the military. They're collectors that can't get it anywhere else but on eBay or the internet. So that's pretty much it, guys. I just wanted to share that thought with you, that, you know, the way collecting is starting to go now, and what ways that you can go and get into collecting fairly cheaply. Thank you guys for watching. Please check out my other videos, and don't forget to like and subscribe to this video. Also, there's more great shows coming out in the future. I'm working on a lot of stuff here. So thank you guys for sticking with me, and I hope to see you guys in the next video.